Yeah. If apologies about that. If a good tree is going to bear good fruit, Jim. Yeah. I never noticed, honestly. Yeah. When he says, okay, good fruit, good prophet, not false, true prophet. Bad fruit, false prophet, not true prophet. Now, when he is saying that, what I am saying to you, Jim, and I think logically it is the appropriate thing to do, is that the only way we can determine what Jesus means in terms of a true prophet is by looking at what the previous prophets in the Bible did. Because if I were to say, let's look at the prophets in the Gita, you would logically and rightfully say, no, sorry, that's not what he means. I'm looking at the Bible. Now in the Bible, from Genesis to Matthew or to Zechariah, is telling us the good fruit that Jesus Christ mentions logically would mean that the prophets of the former times, whatever they did, logically would mean that they were good fruit. They can't have been bad fruit.
He didn't actually say that. He didn't actually say, look at the previous prophets.
No, you're right. I'm saying
in his time.
No,
time of healing.
Agreed. But you see, Jim, the question is this. If we listen to the verse, it says, beware of false prophets. Now, what does a false prophet do? Does he call you to God? No. Does he do good deeds according to the verse? No.
A false prophet would call you to his God, which is a false God, of course.
That's fine. But then here is the standard. You see, then a true prophet we can only determine by what the true prophets did in the Bible. So the question therefore then arises is this, that when Abraham had 3 wives, was that a good deed? Well, the answer is yes. That was a mark of a true prophet. If Moses had more than 1 wife, was that a good deed? According to this standard, the answer is yes. Now the problem then arises this.
That's twisting the scripture.
Sorry?
With all respect, that is not.
Please tell me how I'm twisting it.
It is.
Tell me how.
You're misusing one scripture as against another. Jesus never said, look at the previous prophets.
No, Jim, I agree with you. I would agree with you, but for one thing. You see, if I were to ask you, Jesus Christ says, by their fruits you shall know them. Now, the question I would ask is this, logically speaking, if I wanted to determine what are good fruits of a prophet, where should I look?
Well, what are good fruits? You tell me what good
That's the first question I had asked. I said, how will we know what good fruits are? Then logically speaking, very easy. Then logically speaking, according to the Bible, I only need to look at the actions that the true prophets in the Old Testament undertook.
No.
Why? Are they not true?
You just agreed that Jesus wasn't talking about the previous prophets. He was just saying, beware of false prophets.
No, I agree.
You're not making any reference to the prophets.
I agree, Jim, but what I'm saying...
So therefore, you can't use that and say because Moses had 3 wives or Abraham had 3 wives, that must be the thing.
No, respectfully, Jim, I'll tell you why you can. I will tell you why. Matthew 7 tells us, beware of false prophets. Now, I did ask these relevant questions. He says, do grapes gather from thorns, figs from thistles? Every good tree will bear good fruit. Every evil tree will bear evil fruit. A good tree will not bear bad fruit.
Should we talk about fruit then?
Absolutely. Bad fruits, one second, bad fruits will not, bad trees will not give you good fruits. By their fruits you shall know them. Now you will notice that at the start of the conversation we agreed that what it means by fruits is the actions of the individual who claims to be a prophet.
The lives.
Yeah, we know that. Now the question therefore, Jim, is this. As I said, if this is what he has said, then logically speaking, I should be able to look within the pages of the Bible, look at the people who claim to be prophets.
No, you see, you're going back.
If I can just finish. I know, Jim. If I can just finish. You see, why am I saying that my view of how I'm looking at this seems to be more consistent with the Bible is this reason. Jesus Christ, according to that verse, tells you, beware of false prophets. Now, if I were to ask you, okay, what did Jesus say defines a false prophet? What would you say?
they're bad fruits.
Okay. What defines a good prophet? A true prophet?
They're good fruits.
Sorry? A true prophet.
They're good fruits.